there's a lot of different options out there for us. The subscription model, what we believe is that it allows us to continue to give people lots of updates after we ship. But along with the subscription, we've also announced that we have what we call the cred system, which is a way for players who, let's say, can't afford or don't want to pay a monthly subscription. They can use in-game currency that they've earned to actually purchase a monthly subscription. So although it's not technically free to play, we do want to give people options that they can actually play for free if they'd like to do that. Well, I'm not sure about that, actually. That's probably going to depend a lot on what the in-game economy is once people get in there. The price for a cred in actual in-game currency will sort of be determined by the demand for that once you get in there. So it's tough to say right now how long that'll take, but I think, the market will bear what it'll bear, and I think ultimately players will be okay with whatever that is. I think in the end, we didn't really think that was going to be a problem. We looked a lot at the other games that are out there, other games that are now coming out. I don't think that it's out of the realms of possibility that games that have a subscription can still be successful. We think that we're going to offer a great game, and we think people are going to be okay with the subscription because they're going to get their money's worth. We're going to make sure they got lots of content to do with what they like. I think in the end, when we designed our game, it was important for us to offer players some unique systems that they're not going to get in other games that are out there. Our path system is something completely unique. There's not another MMO out there that has it. I would argue that our combat system is pretty unique. So that moment-to-moment experience when you're in there and you're fighting other creatures, whether that's out in the real world or in a dungeon, I think the telegraph system makes that experience something unique to our game, and I think there's going to be a lot of things that players run across in Wildstar that they're not going to get in other games. A lot of the other games that are coming out right now anyway. Our housing system is another perfect example of that. I mean, our housing system is just awesome, in terms of the number of options that you have, the ability to customize this thing that you own and develop throughout the game. So I know that there's a lot of people out there who say that we're similar to other games. I just think, if you actually look at what we're offering, we show some pretty unique stuff that's not necessarily on the market right now. So we haven't talked a lot about those, but I can say that the raids that we will be showing are going to be massive. They're going to have multiple sub-boss and boss encounters. They're also going to be very dynamic. We're not saying a whole lot about it now, but the structure of those dungeons, what fights that you get from week to week, those will actually change depending on what the week is, and we thought that it was very important to make that raiding experience something unique and dynamic, and so I think players will be happy with both the size and with the amount of variety that they're getting once they actually get in and experience some of these things. That sense of competition that you get from those sorts of messages, that's something that we totally and fully embrace in Wildstar. So you will get those kinds of messages on your server. We will actually also store that information. We'll post it, for players so that, if you want to know, who was the first guild to take down this boss, who killed this boss the fastest, we're going to offer that information. We're also going to reward those sorts of actions. So if your guild was the first one to kill a certain boss, you may get better rewards, or if you killed that boss the fastest, you may get better rewards. We really think that sense of competition, amongst the best players in the world out there is an important aspect of MMOs in general, and we think that it will just make the experience in Wildstar that much better. that will sort of depend on the kind of player you are. Obviously, for the fastest and the most efficient players in the world, that may not be very long. It's tough to say, right? I think what we have said, and we completely continue to say, is that there will be literally hundreds of hours of content, for players to experience before they get to max level. That's everything from quests in zones to path missions. Obviously, we're showing a lot of dungeons here at Gamescom. So there's multiple dungeons before you get to max level, and then obviously we're going to have raids and things that'll be available once you reach there. So we understand that for a certain percentage of the player base, leveling content isn't their thing, but there's a lot of players out there that really like that experience of leveling, and so we want to make sure that we should give them a lot of variety and a lot of things to experience before they get to max. So we offer, especially at the beginning, we offer completely different starting experiences for both of the factions, right? And then we also offer multiple zones at those level ranges. As you get higher, it just depends. Sometimes there's one, sometimes there's two. But as you get higher, there's also different kinds of content that are available to you. So that if you let's say you don't want to level through regular zone progression, you can pop over. You can level doing PvP. You can level doing dungeons. So we like to give players the options of how they want to get to that experience, and I think those are some good examples of the way that we do it. We're having a great time here at Gamescom. For those of you guys that can't join us, check our website. We're going to have lots of updates about the things that we're doing here. We're live streaming things. We're tweeting all the time about the cool stuff that's happening. So check back in, and we'll make sure to get you guys the information.